All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Self Promo Sunday, which means anybody is welcome to plug their and it is the potential for the entire universe to see. We have the potential to reach the entire universe. How amazing is that? The entire universe could potentially see this live stream. Therefore, go ahead and plug your ads. Everybody is welcome. Board, let's go. I'm gonna leave this up here. How do I get this going? Share. All right, so here we go. We're gonna get started painting here in just a moment. Let's get our supplies. Supplies. All right, so here we go. Getting my gloves on because we need some gloves to oil paint. It's always good to get gloves and oil paint. Let's go. What's going on? If you're jumping in, feel free to start if you're like an artist or whatever. I've been doing lots of posting on threads, and there's just so much art talk going on threads that I decided that I would open this live stream to Self Promo Sunday. So, feel free to self promo yourself. But as we get going, I'm going to get my supplies set up. Watch out, Pookie. I'm gonna fill Self Promo Sunday. Gonna fill up my mineral spirits here.
Done with the
Yeah, I could throw that out. All right, let's get our. What is that app? Come on, Pure Ref. There we go. Keep our painting going. I don't know. I didn't really realize that I was throwing the brown rice away. All right, so where do I want to start today? I think today I'm going to start from the bottom up. So let's go ahead and raise this a little bit. I'm going to start from the bottom up. I want to paint some of the details down here. And let's see what kind of brush I could use. Let me use a nice little brushy brush. Doing a self-promo day today. So whoever wants to promote themselves, feel free to. This is your day. We're going to find some lighter colors to go onto here just to brush it on. I try to bring in a little bit of a yellow ochre. It's hard to just find just like the perfect skin tone. Where's my yellow ochre? Here we go.
Really cool.
What's that?
The cats to go out on the outdoor patio and not get out.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, I love it.
It's 2-bedroom?
Yeah, back.
Oh, okay. All right, maybe you probably found a winner.
Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully. All right, so let's get some of these colors going. This color could probably go a little bit into here. Let's see. Try to find a bit more white in here. And let's go to a different part of this body here. Let's try to find our figure. Let's see if we could add a couple of these little strokes of color. Let's see. We treat this as more of like a glaze. And just see how this starts to affect different parts of the flesh here. I'm using like a really brushy brush to go into certain areas and capture this like a subtle glaze here.
Oh, by the way, Elisa Brick.
I'm streaming, by the way. Just
I
reminding you. Oh.
who is Match's owner. So she loved the painting.
Oh yeah, they like it.
Yes.
Well, that's funny. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Really?
Huh?
It's a great painting. It's nice. She loves it.
Good.
All right.
I think it's funny because it's like so rough, you know. It's a very roughly painted painting. Huh? Good. Okay. Cool. So one thing that I learned from reading up on Bouguereau was that he painted lots and lots of layers, very, very thin layers. And I think that can really help to establish all of these different color zones. There's so many different subtle color transitions in his work that you're really difficult if you're just trying to get it all at one go, all in one sitting, aka alla prima. But I think if you really tackle Bouguereau's painting, or trying to understand like Bouguereau's style, if you try to learn from how he actually did it. The lore. What's up? What?
Built-in microwave, brand new.
Ooh, wow. You're just slowly building up the color on these feet. What's up, Donna Vita Corleone? No one is here. How's that? All right. I'm good. Donna, I don't know if you're an artist or whatever, but feel free to plug your live stream. Feel free to plug your ads. It is Self-Promo Sunday in this live stream. We're broadcasting to the entire universe. Even though only if one person, such as yourself, is chatting, there could be many, many lurkers into the future and today, so.
Take out the recycling. We won't have to do that anymore.
Right.
Uh-huh.
There we go. Something to look forward to. But let's get this place first. Don't get your hopes up yet. You haven't gotten it yet.
I get it.
Gonna follow up every day.
Excellent.
I mean, it's pretty ideal because you get to be so close to Bonnie.
Yeah. Well, Trevor likes that idea.
Well, yeah, but she does really.
She's so excited. She really wants to.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's our week to kiss.
Yeah, I could do it later. So anyway, the one moderator. Yes. What's up? So I'm doing good. This is just a painting that I've been working on forever, and I might be working on it forever and ever. Hopefully, I only work on it for like a year, or my plan is that it'll probably be about 100 hours. That's how much I estimate this painting to be.
Oh.
This will be one of my longer paintings. Usually, my paintings only go for about 10 to 20 hours. So I'm excited to, work on a painting that requires more time. And here's the funny thing: it's not that like, there were plenty of moments when I'm like looking at this painting and I'm like, okay, I could almost be done. But the thing is, I really want this to, um,
Ow.
to be a meaningful study of Bouguereau's work. So plugging in a little bit more extra time just to like try to capture what Bouguereau tries to do in his work, which is just this beautiful, soft, layered brushwork. Not the same way that that all the academics did it for years or centuries, but like a little bit different. He actually has his like own. He's got his own thing going on.
Oh no, this is good till March. This is
That's
good
what I'm working on.
till September 2025. I think this stock is okay.
All right, if you think so. You're also drawing mostly realistic portraits, struggle with painting with acrylics. Well, Mizu is has definitely captured some level of mastery in the art of working with acrylics. Personally, I recommend everybody just go straight to oil, but I realize that that's not realistic for everybody. Not everybody would agree. So, I think oils are just like people should just go to oils. Honestly, it's like surprisingly forgiving. I'm not gonna say it's easy because there's a couple things you have to learn, right? Like you really have to know if you're gonna paint in one sitting. You really gotta know how like colors mix together and organize themselves on a on a palette, or if you're painting on the canvas directly onto the canvas. But like once you get that, hey, the world is your oyster. The world is your oyster, and it's up to you to decide what you're gonna do with it. The world becomes your oyster once you start oil painting. But I also get the appeal of like, acrylic is that it's just, it's much more affordable, I think. Pretty sure it's more affordable than the other ones. But hey, if you're an artist, you're gonna be doing this for a lifetime. Might as well pick the one that will bring you the most joy. So there we go. You heard oils is better with the slow drying. But yeah, hey, you know what? If you want to feel free to plug your activities, go ahead. Please do so. Please plug your page, and you know what? We'll even be shills for you. If you want to plug your page, feel free. And you have to be 18 or over for me to do this. But if you want to plug your or whatever, let me know, and I'll like pull up your page and just talk about how great your art is. Unless you want us to roast your art. If you want us to roast your art, that'll be extra. It's gonna be about $500 instead of $50. But just kidding, it doesn't cost you anything to plug your work here. Ha ha. Marketing jokes. Art marketing jokes. Who gets it? Nobody. But here we go. So Vita says, if you have any questions about acrylic painting, did I go to an art school? Did I go to art school? So I didn't go to a painting atelier. And I didn't go to like a traditional art school. I went to a digital art school to study concept art. So, I try to get into digital art, but I didn't like digital art. So, as soon as I discovered that I wasn't gonna like it, after like a year, almost like 2 years of studying, I only did like 2 terms in the school, but I did like probably a good year, 6 months or so leading up to that, and I just knew I wasn't gonna like it, so I stopped. And that is my journey with digital art. I can go into that, but That's how I started. Laura, what kind of digital art was I doing? So I was studying concept art. So I was trying to learn how to do like characters, character design, and like, but basically the way so the school was CG Spectrum. So you can look it up if you like it. I was studying at CG Spectrum. That was the concept art school. They teach both digital and physical mediums. So if anybody's wondering, CG Spectrum is where I studied at as far as digital art goes. But I also, did all sorts of courses on the side, like extracurricular. Like, I was doing Proco. I took Kim Jung-ji's drawing class. I did a mentorship with Hardy Fowler. So if you don't know who Hardy Fowler is, he's a digital artist as well. And yeah, Hardy Fowler is a digital artist, well-known concept artist. I did a mentorship under him. So it wasn't just, as far as school goes, like that's my education. It's not traditional like art program or anything. But you know what? I don't call myself self-taught as far as oil paint goes because, I learned so much from my digital art that it just carried so well into physical art. My digital art lessons carried so well into this. So helpful. And honestly, I still struggle with a lot of things. I probably could benefit from going to like an atelier. Maybe one day I'll try that. But for now, I really just love this learning curve. Plus, like those ateliers are like super expensive. Super, super expensive. And if I ask myself, would I go if money was an issue? Yeah, probably. But that's what got me into digital art. If money wasn't an issue, would I do digital art? So I gotta fix this area. And I'm kind of concerned about it because I don't want to just keep layering on different things. But CG Spectrum, you do digital art, very traditional painted style. Yeah, so the CG Spectrum is like, if you want to do concept art or get into like video game, character design, things like that. So that was what I was really going for. But I just realized I didn't really, digital art just didn't really click with me. So I didn't really stick with it. Yeah, as far as painting is concerned. As far as painting is concerned, lots of tutorials, lots of books, lots of reading, study, going to like online or live in-person sketching and stuff. How many layers will I do? I don't know, honestly. As many layers as I feel like it's gonna take. Like some areas I've already done like 5 or 6 layers, and when I say layers, I don't mean like full layers as in it dries and then I paint it. Like it might be like the next day I just decide that I want to work on it. So sometimes that just ends up mixing colors and it just becomes, a single layer. I honestly don't have, I'm trying to, this is a study, so I'm still trying to understand, the process myself as far as, copying this artist. this artist who supposedly, you know, in all in many respects, you know, he also did lots and lots of layers with lots and lots of thin paint. So I feel like whether I do, you know, 10 layers or 5 layers, I can actually, I'm doing all right. So YouTube artists are helpful. Done a lot of those free art classes online. Yeah, so yeah, free art classes online, you know, like I started with draw a box. I drew like maybe, I think you're supposed to draw 1,000 boxes or like 500. I probably only did like 120 before, you know, I went to another program. Um, so yeah, I mean, art is so many great, so many wonderful and amazing programs out there that you just really gotta, you know, try a couple, try a couple. I did a lot of my early study online, a lot of it. And I will say it's been so beneficial to help me get started as a painter, because you know, if you know the fundamentals, you just got to figure out how the paint works, right? Like if you know that green and I actually don't know what color does green mix to get blue. Green and purple? What? Why am I drawing a blank here? I know yellow and blue make green, but I guess if you want to make blue, you mix green into it. I'm trying to think of what color makes blue. Well, no, blue's a primary color. That's why I'm having trouble. So green and what color would you mix? Well, green's a secondary color. I know that. See, this is why you go to school. So you know this basic stuff and you don't get stumped. This is like elementary math. But anyway, what I was trying to say is, you know, you learn the basics. Learn the basics and things should be easier for you. Anyway, I was trying to take, I was like, what color makes green? But I think it's a secondary. Well, yellow and blue make green. But how do you make blue? It's a primary color. That's why you can't mix green to get it. So that's what I was trying to figure out in a goofy way. Let's work on these hands. Let's stop making me look like a doofus. All right. So anyway, blue's primary. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I have primary, secondary, tertiary. Yes, that's right. Okay. See, everybody, let's just all send it. If you want to learn something, go to either Omizu's channel or Lara's channel. They can teach you something. I'm just here to entertain everybody and funnel everybody into Lara and Omizu's channels. That's all. They are the real knowledgeable people. Yes. Okay. So anyway, let's see. How do we get this? How do we get this? This is why, you know, people have asked me, it's like, do you teach? I'm like, I cannot. I just can't teach. I am not a teacher. I might be like a good mentor or a coach. Where I think the difference is teaching is like explaining how to do things, you know, or like a coach where you're kind of just like sitting back and helping people like find their gifts. But teaching is not, I don't know, that would not be my forte. Explaining things, trying to tell one specific way to do something that it's not for me. Not for me. Alright, anyway, there we go. All my credibility has gone out the window. I didn't know that blue is a primary color. I was trying to do something mixed green and purple. All right. So here we go. Your German, it's 2:45. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here at 2:45. Hopefully we can, help you get to sleep. I do know that some people like to watch my channel just because, watching paint dry makes people sleepy. And you know what? If you want to plug your channel, if you want to, you want us to talk about your live stream, please feel free to plug yourself, plug your work. There we go. I need as many great artists as possible that know to be in these live streams, because they need a cover for me when I'm like, when I don't know basic stuff. So thank you for being here. I'm just pretending like I know how to paint, but somehow it turns out nice. But if I was to tell my secrets, I don't think anyone would really get anything. Would really get the best expert wisdom. So anyway, let's keep going. Working on these hands. These hands are pretty challenging because he did. So if anyone ever has a chance to actually look at the original painting, Michael could teach me because I'm the master artist. All right. So if anyone actually looks at the original painting, you could see that artists spend so much time, so many subtle color transitions on the hand, and I'm having a tough time trying to find those. Because as you can see, let's get a little closer. Let's see if we could bring this maybe a few steps closer. My cat is on the table and it's so adorable. Pookie, why are you so cute? Give me a kiss. No? Alright. Why is my cat so cute? Alright. So these hands are just barely starting to formulate and become hands. If you weren't married and worked a day job, you'd probably be painting at that time. Heart on the tail, bigger. Hands bigger. Michael, everything you just want bigger. Thumb Michael, really tearing this apart. Thank you, Michael. Michael is that teacher that'll make you... Michael Wilbur is that professor that says, look to your left, look to your right. Only one of these students is going to be here at the end of the term because they will drop out. And then, Michael Wilbur will make you want to quit painting forever. But the benefit of Michael Wilbur, having a Michael Wilbur in your life, is the benefit of having a Michael Wilbur in your life is that if you can survive a Michael Wilbur, I mean, you can survive anything. You could survive survival as in criticism. If you could survive Michael Wilbur's critiques, you can pretty much, you could share your art with the world and not be overly worried. Which, there's a funny highlight on the bottom of her nipple there, but we'll maybe work that later. I'm look to my left, slap you. All right. Michael makes suggestions. He's no teacher. He just says stuff. He just types stuff. Michael Wilbur, the guy. He's a guy. Michael Wilbur's just a guy. Just the guy, you say? Just the guy? I'm struggling to figure out this color that I need for the finger. It needs to be like, there's just like these purples and pinks and reds that are just like on top of these fingers, and I'm trying to find. I just haven't found the right shades of these colors yet. Maybe I need like an orange or something. I need. Let's get a fingernail here. Alright, just gonna use that as a fingernail. Get this. Right under here. Well, so Laura, I think, interestingly enough, I think YouTube does. Let me stop hinting people to report it. I think, I think YouTube does differentiate between fine art nudity, aka, I think their estimate is anything that's like painted or physically done in a fine art context, but I don't know. I mean, like Twitch, maybe different rules. No, it was a paintbrush, but okay, everybody please look at my cat. Just want to show how cute my cat is. Actually, I can't cuz she's laying on top of a letter with my address on it. Actually, I might be able to show it. Here, we're all going to see how cute my cat is. Might be able to change the angle here. Look at her. Okay, we're gonna flip this around. Look at her. Look at how cute she is. Look at this little lady. Look at her. She's upside down. Look how cute she is. She's just so cute. Just spying on her. Hey, Pookie. Yes. Open your eyes. She's so cute. Look at her. Every artist needs a cat. It's just look at her ears. She's got these little funny white ears. Her head is upside down. Cookie, what pose is that, huh? All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't stream them on Twitch. But also, here's the other thing too is I think it depends. So my live stream is strictly states that it's not for kids. So you have a choice. So I don't know if maybe Twitch was sensitive about like whether it's for kids or not, because maybe he does like cartoon art and he wants a bigger audience, so he shares his art to both young people and adults, which I totally would not do that because I am aware of the consequences. So just know that there's possibility that that's why. I mean, I would love to know why, but I'm sure there could be an explanation. But yeah, I really think YouTube actually has a filter for fine art versus like lewd art. And if you even do lewd art, like lewd that is art that is actually done for the purposes of being like lewd or inappropriate or whatever, as opposed to like the context of fine art, I think as long as you make it 18 plus, like you put that in the setting, it's actually okay. But also for the most part, I think on YouTube, it really just comes down to advertisers. The advertisers aren't going to, as far as I've seen, it's really like, the advertisers will limit, but not always the channel. Like you can actually stream this stuff, but you just might not get the same advertisers. Is all. All right, what's this? What's this color? Let's go. Let's see how I can use this color into our figure here. We need a little back muscle. So we're going to get some little highlights right here into our back muscle. So let's get right above the tail end here. We're going to try to figure out how to work this tail. There should be a highlight on the top of the tail here. Actually, if the arm's coming down and the light's coming from the top, I haven't really figured out how the light is going to highlight itself onto the tail heart here. Let's go ahead and start adding some little details here. So right on top of the thumb, we're gonna add a little detail right here. And then let's go ahead and add some bits of detail into the hand right here and just, highlight across. Start adding some multiple details here. Kids only learn. Oh, Twitch just won't allow it at all? Yeah, it'd be a crazy situation. YouTube documentary shows going through art galleries, peeping Tomcat. Oh, okay, so good to know Twitch doesn't allow it. I mean, good to be aware that Twitch won't allow it. Good. It's 81 degrees. You're out painting. Wow, 81 degrees is amazing. Los Angeles, the reason why I don't have my door open is Los Angeles, it's in the 90s this week. Like almost 100, like high 90s. So I'm not going to be painting outdoors for at least a few weeks. But here we go, just building up some highlights into this hand. I wanted the reason why I made it this figure is I wanted to challenge myself because I felt like if I just made this the baby angel that it was originally, I didn't really feel like I was challenging myself. I would have felt like I didn't really learn anything from this painting because I wanted to do something that allowed me to like practice what I learned on the painting while also pushing myself, just pushing myself to try something different. And so I picked to add a little troublesome character here, a little troublemaker, and add more to the story. But this painting, this painting is based on one of my favorite paintings of all time, a girl defending herself against Eros, aka a girl defending herself against love, based in by William Bouguereau, and it's one of those paintings that's just absolutely stunning, and just seeing it is just amazing. Still blocking a painting. Los Angeles, yeah, I mean Los Angeles has the smog. You're right. Los Angeles has smog. It's the price we pay for being such a popular city. Only they, it wasn't so smoggy. I mean, if it wasn't for the smog, it would be such a. I mean, it's got a lot of great qualities already, but yeah, smoggy city. I don't know. I think a lot of places experience this, but during COVID, if you went on a hike and you got like really high up into the hills or whatever, elevation wise, you could see you could see so far, way further than if you had only if it was a regular day, because there was no cars during COVID, like very few cars out, and there was no smog, and it was just the most beautiful sight you could probably imagine, which I'm sure all of you can imagine it, or if you've been here, Maybe you can't imagine it. But all that went away as soon as the everything got lifted and cars started to get on the road. Sadly, but it was bound to happen. Bound to happen. Who would have expected anything different? So part of me likes the way that this is kind of like brushed over. Kind of creates this like sunburnt look. But part of me likes it, is wondering if I should do it much smoother. Like a smoother figure. I'm just not sure yet, but we'll keep working and eventually I think the answer will come. It's a great thing about oil painting, right? You don't always have to have the answers right away. You can just start and then just you can almost kind of fall back on the idea that that you have eternity to work on a painting, and if your painting does last eternity, as in, you know, someone collects it and that gets collected by a gallery and that gets collected again, eventually someone's going to invest in a restoration. And that restoration, the person who's doing your restoration was probably even more detail oriented than the person who painted the original, which means they're going to make your painting look even better. And this is just me blabbering about stuff, but it's probably true, right? I can see it being true. So I need to paint the small of the back. There's like certain parts of the back. I really don't know how to highlight this tail and to give it the look it needs. I might have to keep the demon boy a little bit looser and just hope that I could get away with not making him all perfectly tight and everything. But you'll take sleepy Midwest city any day. You're standing on the middle of the I-5 and you're the only one on the freeway. Yeah, exactly. Like experiences like that. It was amazing. I loved it. It was a wonderful experience. Oh, Mizu, you said your sister lives in LA, right? When are you gonna go visit your sister? When are you gonna go visit your sister and then say what's up? Oh, Mizu's got two sisters out here. That's cool. Well, you should definitely visit them, Omizu. They miss you. I'm sure they miss you. They're good old brother. Alright, I started on working on the hands, I was working on the feet, and now I'm already on the body. Let's see if we can stick to one idea at a time. So these toes are looking a little janky. These feet, I could probably update a little bit. Let's try to get his feet right, because his feet are looking a little bit janky. So we're gonna go with this. Try to find, multiple highlight colors, and we're gonna go. If someone buys your 500,000 painting, you will. That's what it's gonna take for you to see your sisters. Is someone has to buy a $500,000 painting from you, Amezu? Come on now. Boy, that's quite the goals you got set up there. Good. I like the ambition. I like the ambition, Omizu. I can appreciate a good ambitious, uh, a good ambition. I should use a bigger brush for this. What would be a good bigger brush? Yeah, let's use this brush. This brush is a little bit bigger. It'll give us more. It'll help us cover more square footage. More space. And just allow us to establish the color profile a little bit better. Trips aren't cheap, that's right. Trips are expensive. Trips are expensive. Everybody, let's all chip in $100,000 and buy Omizu's painting so that Omizu can go visit his sisters. You know what's wild is there probably is like an organization out there or a group of people that they are so they're so wealthy that they really can just be like, hey, let's each chip in $100,000 and do something. Well, let's all chip in $100,000 and make something happen. $100,000, I mean, each is not really. It's a lot of money, but like, there's people out there that it's not a lot of money. One thing that I've learned from living in Los Angeles is just what an incredible amount of money some people have. Like I worked on a Walmart commercial, and I think they were spending something like $150,000 a day just on the background actors. So just for the extras, right? The extras on the set, they were paying $150,000 a day, and this is like for a week. Don't quote me on that number if you're like trying to if you're like an investor or something in Walmart. I don't know the exact number, but yeah, I worked on that commercial, and it was like something like $150K just on a couple of on some extras. on the background actors is what we're called in the biz. They should have paid their real employees that money. Rather pay for someone to go to nursing school over giving someone vacation. Yeah, I mean, yep. So, so yeah, I don't remember exactly how many people they had, but as far as uh, as far as acting and making commercials, like, I don't know if anyone's ever done this math, by the way, but if you have $1 billion, you could spend $100,000 a day for like 25 years. You could spend $100,000 a day for 25 years and not run out of money. That is just mind blowing, mind boggling. Boggles my mind. So anyway, I don't know if anyone new is watching. Omizu just needs one person. Omizu doesn't need us. He just needs one ultra wealthy person to champion his artwork. So just I'm not really gently doing this, but blending in some of the lighter areas of this leg. Rather pay for someone to go to nursing school over giving someone a vacation. Some days Omizu doesn't spend any money. Is that possible? I don't think you could. It's possible. Like, someone calculated, made this funny TikTok video. It was like just stepping out of your apartment to go in Los Angeles is going to cost you about $30. Because, here's the thing. No one ever really just steps out of the apartment, right? Anybody in Los Angeles has to go somewhere. So whether you're paying for a bus, or whether you're paying for, an Uber, or whether you're paying for whether you're driving your own car or whatever, you're going to have to, it's going to cost you, right? And then, like, where are you going? Just to go to the grocery store and buy, like, some eggs and some bread and maybe, like, a rotisserie chicken, you're going to get up to about $30. Add to that the gas, the mileage, etc., etc. We all know how to do math, right? Might not know how to do color math, but we know how to do math. Because they actually teach math in schools. They don't teach everybody how to mix colors. Alright, so let's go like this. I need to go around the edge, nice and smooth here. So just building up the legs. I'm actually taking my time a little bit with this leg. I'm not really in a rush. I've already accepted my fate that this painting is going to take me, you know, at least like 100 hours to finish, and I'm only at like 30 hours, so taking my time. And someone asked me earlier, like, oh yeah, it was Donna. She was asking me like, how many layers did you do, or like whatever. You know, it's probably gonna be lots of layers. I do not have a specific process or system for this. Yeah, and this style is fairly new to me. I was getting what? Always getting shot and robbed. I mean, I would say that I've never been, you know, I don't want to jinx it, but I've never been shot. However, my car was stolen. The first year that I lived in Los Angeles, my car got stolen. And I'm still kind of bitter about that, but I'm not like, it's not, it could have been worse. Yeah, my car was stolen from a library, actually. Out of all places, it was from a library. You'd think that a library would be a good place to go, you know, relax and, uh, you know, that would steal a car is gonna go hang out in a library. That's what you think. But then again, libraries are kind of like havens for like the homeless and crazy people because there's air conditioning. And uh, during the summer, where would you go to hang out? You can't hang out at Whole Foods. You can't hang out. Uh, you know, you can't just go anywhere. So, of course, libraries. So I got my car stolen from a library. That's my story of my first year in LA. I got tons of parking tickets, and you know, tons of parking tickets, and also lots of got my car stolen. That wasn't very fun. And I had filming equipment in there too, which, you know, just not a very good experience. But I still love the city. There's so much to do. Once you're done with LA, which, you know, I think there's definitely people that are like at some point in their lives they're like, okay, I'm done with Los Angeles. You know, the great thing is that there's so many places to go outside of Los Angeles, and that's what I think is, you know, actually keeps me here, is that there's so many great areas outside of Los Angeles that you can still explore once you're done with LA. So let's see, still building out this foot. What do I need to do? I need to build out this foot. I need to establish some better color zones here. Let's libraries and hospitals. Never buy a car that's easy to steal. Good point. Exactly. Wisdom. The wise. The wise wisdom. Wisdom of the wise. So let's go into here. We're going to paint this foot here. And let's go layer the top here and go down. So as many layers as it takes, baby. Libraries and hospitals. What about libraries and hospitals? What were you saying about libraries and hospitals? Oh, that's where homeless people like to hang out, libraries and hospitals. Yeah, I'd agree. All right, let's find. Let's see how this foot is looking. All right, foot's looking okay. I think this nail's a little bit too white. So we're gonna dull it down a little bit. Let's give it a little bit of a, let's try to dull it down with a, it's got this white on top. Let's dull it down. Like a gray? Yellow? Like a light yellow ochre? Let me see how this color works here. Tone is a little too bright. Gonna dull it down. And then let's get a little bit of this toenail up at the top here. And that's looking all right. So, how about this fabric? What is up with the fabric? I don't know, because you know what's interesting is I think the fabric does look kind of cool. It's like the way it's painted right now does have like a very I don't know, it's an interesting look, right? It's got like this interesting mesh of colors that gives it like this almost digital appearance, but it's not digital. And honestly, it doesn't look the same way in person that it does it on camera. Because in person, you know, you definitely see all the brush strokes. I think the camera's automatically making it look nicer. So I'm still navigating how to do this. Do this. Let's see, let's add a couple really dull pink highlights at the top of this toenail right here. Let's try to find some duller colors to create the shadow around the toes here. I want to dull the color down just a little bit. And we're just going to find like right into here a little bit. Duller color going around the toes here. Nope, it's got to be even more dull. Dull it down even more. create these shadows between the toes. So you're gonna get one little shadow right here. You're gonna get this shadow right into the toe right here. What color did I use? I don't know. I tried to mix some brown and some gray. Try to mix some brown and gray. Try to make like a gray, really like a shade of gray in a way. And then I think after a while we'll paint over it again. Even like this can bring some of this color in and help to establish some color zones. Let's add a little bit of this into the ankle here. This is about where the ankle should be, right around here. We're gonna add this darker color into the ankle, and then go around this ankle thing right here. It's gonna be a little bit of a dip into this part of the foot right here. You know, I will say that as I'm painting this, you know, I used to and I actually not used to. I still say this. It's a fairly recent thing that I've been saying this, but it feels like so long ago. But you know, I've been saying this whole thing how like abstract art is mind expanding, and that you know figurative art is not as much so. But honestly, as I'm painting this, I kind of feel that figurative art or art, you know, different versions of realism or whatever can almost be just as mind expanding, right? You know, in the sense of like, if I'm learning this like technical thing, and you know, at some point I want to get creative with it. There's actually ways to get creative, like, you know, with the even if you're technical, right? Even if you're doing like this technical painting style, there's still ways that you could get creative with it. And I really didn't have like an appreciation for that prior to this attempt. Because if you're not copying a painting, you really have to like sit down and think and get creative with how you're going to, you know, organize and structure everything. Because if you don't, you know, that's really part of the work of the artist. And but I think I think my argument against that is sometimes like once the work is done, once the actual planning and the work and the design and you know those choices are made, some of the creative, you know, elements start to become less. Am I talking myself in a hole? Give me some feedback. Who thinks I'm just spouting BS? Okay, so I'm taking these, I'm adding some of these like dark shadows, and now I'm going to paint onto them again. I'm going to put some brushwork on top of it to try and capture. You know what? I need some yellow. Let me get some of this yellow right here. A nice. You know what I should use? I should use this pale yellow that I got. I have a really nice pale yellow here. That's almost white, but it probably could be a perfect shade. So this is deep shell, and I think this could probably be a perfect shade of like off yellow white. Already mixed and ready to go. Okay, so to paint from imagination is a lot harder. Just figuring out how light. Yeah, exactly. Although, I would say that even that, the figuring out where the light's going to go, I mean, that's a technical skill. That's that technical element. What I don't know, like, what I was trying to get at, and, totally fine. I'm not, like, I'm not debating you. You're definitely right in the sense that, um, it's not easy to figure out that light source. But what I was getting at is, there is that separation between the creative, which figuring out a light source, I wouldn't necessarily consider that personally like the creative element, right? Like that's a technical thing. You got to understand light. You got to understand, how to draw. You got to understand, um, you got to do your research. You got to do your study. You gotta do those things. So I would say that even that's a little bit more of a technical thing. As opposed to like a you know the creative. I'm not saying it's not creative. I'm just saying that it's like it's a technical creative, not a abstracted creative type of thing. Anyway, thank you for chiming in. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. Thank you for giving me a way, giving us all a way to just expand our thought, our conversation, and all those things. So some of these shadows are kind of a little too far, and the foot looks a little dirty, but that's okay. We're gonna keep working, and eventually it will look all right. And I know that. I just know it. That eventually it will look okay. As Adler told me yesterday during my live stream, he said, just say that you say I am a master artist. I am a master artist, people. Adler told me to say it. I am a master artist. Yesterday, when I was being my very critical self of my work, when I was being my very critical self, Adler chimed in and goes, "Dude, just say I am a master artist." And I might have to steal that. I'm gonna steal it. From now on, I am a master artist, people. Do not refer to me as Emmett or Hazard. Refer to me as Master. Totally kidding. Don't do that. Don't download this video and crop out just that one section that I said and tell everyone how delusional I am. Don't do that. Just kidding. It's not believing because it involves faith, but knowing is in the now. That's right. Knowing is in the now. To know and not to do is not to know. Oh, this color really spreads. This color is really spreading. All right, so how do I? Okay, feet are still kind of flat. You know, feet have this like flat look, but we're gonna adjust these over time. If I cared as much about the feet and the face as I did about the if I cared as much about the face as I did about the feet and all this, I often wonder like where this would be right now, what this would look like right now. This should be pretty much straight. Let's see, this needs to be around there. And then let's go a little bit darker on this edge here. Master Oil Painter. Huzzah the Sith. I need to paint more cones, spheres, and cubes. I've just given up abstract for classical realism. To paint from imagination a lot. Spheres, cubes, etc. Nothing wrong with learning the technical stuff so you can be creative. Right on. It's not just believing because that involves faith, but knowing is the now. Huzzah the Sith Lord. Just so everybody knows, Omizu is a master artist. There you go. Was that a good enough soundbite for you? I really don't know how I'm going to fix this foot because the foot's pretty gnarly. It's a very challenging foot to paint there. Let's actually go into this other foot right now. Let's paint some highlights onto this. See, Omizu can make requests though because he's a member, a channel member. Anybody else can make requests, but I might second think it. Anybody can become a channel member or support this channel, and I will say things that I might not say otherwise. And honestly, even if you don't subscribe as a channel member, I might still say things for you that I might not say otherwise. But at least you get to feel extra good about helping keep this artwork going. So here we go. We're gonna go bring this foot up right here, and let's go right around. Yo, Lydia, what's going on, Lydia? Lydia, as the title says, if you're an artist and you're over the age of 18, feel free to plug your Instagram. Tell us about all the things you have to sell to us. All the artwork that you have to sell to us. This is self-promo Sunday. Because if you don't promote it here, where else are you going to promote it? If you can't promote it on this live stream, then I don't know. It's going to be very hard for you to promote it anywhere else, because this is the lowest hanging fruit you could possibly have. So welcome. Anybody who wants to do their own little promos today, feel free to. Yeah. So I hope the title, I guess the title wasn't obvious enough, but today is a self-promo day. So anybody who has anything to share, maybe you just want us to like donate to, your cat fund. If you have like a GoFundMe, share it. I'm not saying that people will actually contribute, but share it. Post it. Tell us. Guide us on what to buy. We are broadcasting to the entire universe right now. Anybody in the universe can watch this. You good? Huh?
Sort of.
Anybody in the entire universe can watch this live stream. Everybody is welcome. Nobody is unwelcome.
No.
Alright.
Told them. They said, you want bags? And I said, yeah, a lot of bags.
And then?
I still wasn't paying attention. Left the store. I realized half the stuff wasn't in bags. They also overcharged me by $2. And
Okay.
back in.
Well, just a reminder, I am streaming.
I know.
Okay.
People need to know this stuff.
Yes. Yes, you should definitely air your concerns about bonds.
Yes.
Air those concerns. Just wanted to make sure that,
When I couldn't even go back to the same cashier, they said, well, you have to wait in line with everybody else. I said,
Horrible.
Even though you screwed it up,
Horrible.
it is.
Bonds, you got to do better.
They do.
So right now I'm just building out the shapes of these toes here. You start to see how this all comes together. So clearly Kat, my lady, is very upset with bonds. She's about to
You've got to be in a topic. You overloaded one bag, so it's too heavy.
about to, send an email to the CEO.
I mean, come on, a bag is 10 cents.
But Adler, Lydia Cobain, others. Yeah, I guess Lydia Cobain might have jumped out. I don't know. She jumped in and jumped out. Did share links. Bunch of Insta. Michael Wilbur. Well, Michael Wilbur is a very private person, and Adler. I don't know. I think Adler. So far, from my understanding, Adler's pretty private too. So. But here's the other thing that I'm learning. Like, you know, creative wise, not everybody is like super comfortable putting themselves out there art wise. But look, here's the thing. You know, I think today you really have to. You really have to. It's a necessity. It might be some people might think it's a necessary evil. I don't think it's evil that I have to share on social media, but some people might, and I get it. I love sharing on social media. I love, you know, having these fun little interactions and either being able to help people or just create some fun little engagements. It's great. It's wonderful. It's a great feeling. But also, I think, you know, as far as art, you know, I think live streaming is a little bit of a different beast than just sharing your artwork. Because you do have the benefit of, you know, being able to just kind of chat and enjoy, you know, having a room, people to interact with. Oh, look at that. I threw this over here and messed up. Yeah, I would love some French bread.
Hear about the French streamer that died while streaming?
Oh, he got beat up.
No, you
Yeah, people were beating him up.
didn't.
Huh?
They had an autopsy. They couldn't find anything.
Well, I don't know, because I heard about a French streamer who was streaming and he was paying. People were paying for people to like abuse him.
No.
That's a different guy.
That's a different guy.
All right.
How long ago
It's
was
not
that?
warm. Just like a couple days ago, a week ago.
It was warm. What do you mean it's not warm? It came out of the bakery.
It doesn't taste warm to me.
It tastes warm. It feels warm to me, and it's hot. I mean, it was hot. I had to put it, you know, stand in the line and get to the car, drive it home. Late.
Huh. So Adler says, I'd like to build more of a portfolio. Well, Adler, how about, you know, I do this sometimes. And, you know, if you don't feel comfortable, then, you know, just tell me to shut my mouth. But, you know, throwing you in a hot seat, you said that you want to build more of a portfolio to show off. You know, how many pieces do you think you need? What's, you know, setting a number, like setting a personal goal. What's that number look like? How many pieces do you need to feel comfortable showing off your work on social media? He does have a really long thumb. I'm probably gonna leave it. Well, there you go. Every journey, yeah. Excuse me as I chew my bread. For Discord, I'm just gonna plug Omizu's Discord because I don't have a Discord. Honestly, I literally I just got a new phone like a month ago, and I just got a new phone like a month ago. My last phone could not handle Discord. Anytime I downloaded Discord, even though like I had plenty of space for it, my phone would just start acting up and getting really slow. So I just finally got a new phone last month, and I can actually handle Discord right now. So yeah, I'm just plugging Omizu's Discord, honestly. I'm just like I'm like so many years behind. However many years Discord has been popular, like what, 10 years? I'm that many years behind on Discord. That's so bad. Looks like the pate one, no?
I got two.
Excuse me. Oh, I'm burping. You know they don't like the pate ones. We just talked about this the other day.
Couldn't remember which one. Well, what they're gonna eat tonight.
They eat it. I think I could pin Omizu's message, right? Ah. Okay, let's pin Omizu's Discord channel. I'm gonna pin Omizu's Discord channel. Just so nobody gets confused, and I think it's actually clickable in the in that section. What'd you say, Cat? Talking to the cats. That's weird. Why would you talk to a cat? Cat doesn't speak English. You gotta stop letting my weirdness rub off on you. Talking to a cat is not normal behavior. Scout, what you doing down there, bud? Are you hunting stuff? Scout, are you hunting a hair tie? Yes, hunt that hair tie. Hunt that hair tie, boy. Let that hair tie knows who's dinner. All right, let's see what we can do about some of this. All right, there we go. Look. Everybody's connecting with everybody. Everybody's everybody today has grown their social media. Isn't that great? Everybody today has grown their social media. I hope. If you have not grown your social media today, well, I think everybody in the room should do everything they can to help. All right, so we're gonna dip in some mineral spirits. We're gonna start working on the surface of our material here. So let's go down right into here.
He certainly likes it.
Likes what?
Pate.
She likes the pate? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So previously they've been avoiding pate, so. If anybody today feels like they got the short end of the stick as far as self-promo goes, definitely feel free to leave a comment and complain, and somebody will get back to you within 100 years. Leave a comment in the comments section. Alright, so we're going to go like this, and this are coming to here. And there we go. Michael Wilbur never joins in on our exciting meet and greets. He's like I feel like if we were all in a cafe meeting each other and Michael Wilbur was there, he would literally just sit in a corner with like sunglasses and a hat and not say hi to any of us. Or he would like just mysteriously pop in the most like opportune moment. Like like the mystery guy who just has like at the most opportune moment he would just have like the most valuable comment of the night. That would be his contribution, and then he would just like leave. That is Michael Wilbur, people. Is Michael Wilbur still here? I feel bad if I'm talking about him and he's not here to defend himself. defend himself from my cruel, cruel, cruel words. Northeast of Maine. That must be freezing. Minnesota and Maine. Psh, it's gotta be cold. I went to Canada one time in the fall to Montreal, and I was freezing in the fall, like before the fall. Actually, this was the end of summer into the fall, and I was like, "How is it so dang cold at this time of year?" I just could not believe it. I want to say it was like September, August, September, Labor Day weekend. So that would be like what, July? I don't know how the Canadians do it, how they can survive in such inhumane weather conditions, but somehow they manage. How do the Canadians do it? I mean, even like, New Englanders, Northern Americans, I just this fabric is so freaking hard. Excuse my language. So challenging. I don't even know what to do. Maybe I gotta stop using this brushy brush and like pick a better brush. What? Yeah, he liked it. He showed me a photo of them all eaten to the bone. Yes. Huh? Yeah. Eaten to the bone. What if I just do like a glaze? Let's do an experiment here. I'm gonna go for like a super light glazing layer. Let's just No, I think we're just gonna have to start over. Just gonna have to start over on this section here. Cat, you okay? In a drawer. Oh yeah, you know what else I got today from Temu? A knife sharpener.
Oh, it's working with it.
Yeah, it's a knife sharpener. I use it a little bit. I don't know if it actually works, but I'm pretty sure it does. Yep. Today felt cold. We can't stand the heat. Yeah, Montreal. That day I was in Montreal. I don't know. Montreal was a lot. It's a lot to handle.
Loved it.
I will. No, I love Montreal. I think Montreal is an absolutely beautiful, amazing, wonderful city. It's just I have no clue, like, as far as winters are concerned, how anybody can possibly live. How anybody can live.
It's so fresh, man.
Which one? The ones that are out? Yeah, you got them yesterday. Huh?
Doesn't look fresh.
It's the ones that you got yesterday.
I don't know. It's been cut.
Yeah, that was the one you got yesterday.
It's not out.
So I'm gonna try to rebuild this by painting a nice layer over this and then painting on top of it. So it's a really nice thin layer. Really nice thin layer of paint. We're just gonna see. I mean, I am, I'm also even beyond, this like painting over idea. I am really curious to, you know, experiment with this idea of like what happens if you just, you mess up fabric so bad. What happens? Like, what happens if you just paint over it with a single color and then eventually try to paint over it again? What would be the effect? And I'm sure you can already guess is that with the oil paint, pretty as long as you paint over it with paint over it correctly, almost anything can be fixed. But and I think traditionally, if you're doing like a paint over, you'd want to do like white or something. I think is the method, the way. This is dangerous. I'm using my left hand.
Did it rain last night by any chance?
I don't know. I think there was a lot of sprinklers.
Yeah, that wasn't parked near.
Huh?
I wasn't parked near them.
I did notice sprinklers.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Cars splatter. It's all over. It's not
Just flattening it all out. Huzzah! What canvas am I painting on? It's what's just a regular cotton canvas. Yeah, just regular cotton. Yeah, so did I have poutine in Montreal? Yes, we did have poutine, but you want to know what? We had it at a fast food place, so this was like a chain, hole in the wall poutine that looked like it was, kind of run down almost. So maybe that's why I didn't really enjoy my poutine experience. Because the fries were a little bit too soggy. I usually always order my fries well done. So, I was a little disappointed in the poutine. I was really looking forward to a really delicious, like, nacho type experience. Like, we all know what nachos are. So I had the poutine, and it was okay. But it just, the fries were way too soggy. and it had a lot of meat in it, which was good. But the meat just like I don't know, there was just it just didn't feel like fresh and whatever. So my fault for probably picking the wrong poutine place. I'm sure there's some super amazing poutine places in Montreal that would that would totally change my opinion about poutine. But maybe next time. Maybe the next time I get invited to Montreal, I will go. I will have some remarkable poutine. Poutine to write stories about or whatever. But this last time I just did not have that. So yeah, this is a let me see if I can even find the brand. I don't think. Nope, the brand isn't listed. I don't know the brand. We're just going with a very loose, very thin paint. Just going over all our areas again. Basically repainting this, all of our, look at that. Painting the entire, all of our clothes here. Whatever this is, a dress, a thing, I don't know. I don't know anymore. What is this called? Part of a dress. No, this isn't a dress. This is like a just some cloth just hanging over, maybe like a arm blanket or something. I don't know. I don't have good words right now. My words are lost to me. A little poutine while reading Soupine. Can I have just a little poutine though? Yeah, I mean, we did finish our poutine. Don't get me wrong, we finished. All right, we devoured our poutine, or I devoured it. So I went with Kat, my partner. She's over here. Probably heard her earlier complaining about Vons. Like we devoured our poutine, but I think I devoured it. It was a little too heavy for her. I just remember it having like so much stuff in it. I would definitely, poutine is definitely something I would go back and, try again. I would give it another shot. There's some foods that I might not give another shot, but poutine is definitely a food that I would, I'd be like, okay, maybe, just this first time. Because we just went into like whatever random poutine shop we could find, It wasn't like let's look up the best poutine shop in Montreal. It was like, hey, we're walking we gotta walk. We don't really know where we're going, so let's just find a close by poutine place next to near a like currency exchange shop. Like if it wasn't so cold, Montreal is definitely a city I would consider living in. I think you could have some good movies in Montreal. I think Montreal needs a good movie made about it. You know, like let's think of some good movie names about Montreal. Um, like Sleepless in Seattle. You know, Melrose Place. What would be like a very Montrealist-ish name? To Live and Die in Montreal. Now.
Married in Montreal.
Ah, there we go. Married in Montreal. There's a very romantic one. My dear Montreal. There's another one. My dear Montreal. I like Montreal. I like Montreal a lot. So, all right. Hey, take care, Laura. Take care. Have a great evening. Have a great Monday. Rest of the week. Hope it's very creative for you and energizing and all the good things. All the good things. Alright, so we've done the job of recovering most of our space here with a turquoise layer. And I just don't know, I don't know how I'm going to really fix this except just try again, trial and error. That might not be the best way to always come about a painting, but honestly, it doesn't look too bad. It actually, what I do like about it is it gives like some of the, it does give some really soft, like, it gives it like a softness, and it looks okay on camera. But trust me, in person, it looks really ragged, really rough, and not so nice. But on camera, it looks okay. And that's why we live stream, because the camera can hide our flaws. They say that the camera highlights your flaws, but I think when it comes to painting, the camera can hide your flaws. It's totally opposite. Totally opposite from personal portraits. All right, so we're gonna go like this, and we just spent all that time trying to fix something, when if we just did it right the first time, it would be perfect, and then we would be off onto something new. But because we did not do that, we gotta go again at some point. All right, so let's see right here. I want to go into this grass area and try to give some more masterful strokes, masterful brush marks. So we're going to grab this green. I'm going to grab some of this shell yellow. And let's see, that's getting like I want some more of this shell yellow. That's giving like this viridian color. So let's add a little bit of a yellow ochre, a hint of yellow ochre into this. Yellow ochre is such a thick color. Loosen it up. Maybe bring in a bit more of this shell color. And let's go like this. We're gonna go. See, I always look at my like brush strokes, and I usually compare it to the other artists, and I'm just like, wow, these brush strokes do not look so masterful. Like, what makes like for a masterful brush stroke? You know, what makes it look so elegant and just so beautiful? And you know, just trying to match and learn from this piece. Like some of my pieces, they just look like little blobs, you know. Add a little bit of highlight into our next ones. So we're going to go like this. Just want to make some nice, interesting leaves here. Let's go like this. Might have to go over this again. Look at all he uses so many. I'm looking at a reference, right? So when I'm talking, I guess I'm always referring to the reference about what I'm comparing to. So if you want to play along, if you're just curious, you know, if anybody is playing along or whatever, or wants to keep up or figure out what's going on, what I'm talking about, the easiest way is just to pull up the painting yourself. You can find it. There's a public domain version on that provided by the Getty Center at getty.edu, and they upload all of their artworks, pretty much all of their artworks, to the public domain for free through their library, which is absolutely amazing. It's so wonderful that you can have access to these, and you know, it's great. And if you're just curious and you want to follow along and just kind of get an idea of what's going on, you can find this in super high definition on their website, and that can possibly, you know, help you get an idea of what we're doing. But then ultimately, just trying to capture what the artist originally did. And I just love his little splatter brushwork. But I don't really know how to match it. I also think it comes down to the shade of green. There's this one shade of green that I really can't quite get. It's a very yellowed green, but I somehow always get between yellow and green. But finding, you know, the in-between is a little bit more of a challenge for me. This is definitely helping me break out of some habits. So some of my habits when I paint like a landscape or something, or like, you know, grass, my natural habit is to just be like, okay, you know, let me just dot it, right? Let me just, you know, pull like a Bob Ross and just, you know, express myself all over it. But a lot of times when I watch like the super expert, well, I don't want to call them experts because Bob Ross was an expert at his technique. You know, when I see some of the artists I really like, they just do it in such an elegant way that inspires me to try and learn from them. So what else can we do here? I think that's what I need, elegance. Are you saying that I don't have elegance? Omisu. Stop. You're supposed to be my shill. You're supposed to be shilling for me. There's no room for criticism. Can't have criticism in here. That would make me look less than a master. Okay, I need to sit down as we paint. We're gonna go, let's go around this. What's up, Scout? Why are you so dusty, dude? Why are you so dusty, buddy?
You are dusty. But under the bed.
Why are you a dusty cat? Go, stop being dusty. That's not good for you.
Under the bed.
Scout. Why is my cat so dusty? How do you keep your cat from being dusty? Someone please explain. Why is my cat like a... He thinks he's an outdoors cat. He thinks he's...
His own porch.
Huh?
He's gonna have his own porch.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Patio. Patio. Enjoy it, Scott. Number 2. Oh my God, Christ.
Wasn't I asking for criticism earlier? Maybe, maybe not. This isn't being recorded, so no one would ever know. For the record, this is being recorded.
Yes.
For the record, everybody, this is being recorded. Just don't say anything that you would regret saying. Just so everybody is clear, this is being recorded. And it's being broadcast to the entire universe. Yes, I repeat, the entire universe.
Yeah.
Any creature or being or whatever that has access to our internet
Keep our plates on.
has access to this live stream.
No food on those plates.
Anyone in the universe.
Not really, no.
Should ask Pat if he wants some beef stroganoff.
Let's see how much it's going to end up being.
Huh?
Let's see how much it's going to end up being.
Oh, okay.
I've never made this.
Well, you should have made extra.
Well, what I could, what I have.
Alright. Okay. Gotta make some extra. Scout, Pookie, go. Psst. Pookie. You're That was so funny. So my cat was trying to walk up to my painting. It's an oil painting, so that's not allowed. And I stuck my face into her path and started pss, pss, at her, and she like backed up. It's very amusing to see cats just do funny things. So I'm backing it up.
You have any more garlic?
I don't know. I haven't bought any garlic in a long time.
Did you use it on this?
I didn't use any garlic yesterday.
Oh, you asked me about the Worcestershire.
Okay.
What are you buying? Here, that's
What about Worcestershire?
Worcestershire. Come on, I gotta ask you if you had Worcestershire.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's me, so I like it.
Okay. It's fine.
It's not fun. You don't have the flavor. You blame yourself. Okay, now I need some garlic. I always have garlic. Where's the garlic?
Oh yeah, can anybody see what I'm even doing? No, you can't. Because I moved it.
Some garlic.
Working right down here. Alright. Let's go with like a nice highlight around some of this area here. Alright, and just adding some brighter leaves mixed in with some darker leaves. Magic. Creating the illusion of something. Okay, let's bring this down. Did you hear her? She's like, anybody have like something funny that every time their cats do it, you're just like it's just like the most hilarious thing? So my cat, anytime she jumps off of a ledge, like if she jumps from a counter or a table or a chair to the floor, she grunts. It's like she knows that she's supposed to exhale, just to capture her moment or whatever. But it's just the most hilarious thing to me that every time she jumps off of something and lands, she grunts. And it's like she tries to announce herself to the world. Like, hey, I'm here. Worship me. For I am a cat and you are a human being. Alright, how are these plants looking? I think these plants are looking okay. Whew! Alright, we've come somewhat of a long way. I mean, this area is area's not quite big row, but see if we can spice it up a little bit. Let's take a wide brush. Let's take a wide brush and just brush something across. No, yeah, that's flour. But I had we dipped chicken in it, so. Huh?
It's okay.
But chicken, you know, as long if it doesn't cook right, you gotta make sure you cook it enough. Huh?
It's fine.
Okay, if you say so. I trust you. I'm just reminding you, like, that's what it was used for.
You're a beautiful cat.
All right. Getting some progress. I almost feel like stalled out a little. A little stalled out. I had to repaint this. And this is okay. It's like, eh. And then now I gotta get this, let's start getting the space around. So let's drop this a little bit. Let's maybe tighten up some of the leaves and stuff. You know what? I can actually move this back. Because we're not so focused on the hand details right now. So I can actually move this back. And we're gonna try to work on some of these leaves. Try to make the leaves look more interesting. And as we do that, something I want to do is have a branch. So I want to include a branch, which means I'm going to use this color here. Use this color.
Alexa, set timer for 8 minutes.
8 minutes, starting now.
Okay, and then see how this comes around here. So this is going to come around to the front, and we're going to go like right here. Bring it down right. Right into her hair right here.
Measuring.
Let's go. This. Bring in some branches. See how the branches. This branch is actually kind of weird. This one right here. This is too thick. But so we'll try to figure out how to make it work.
On the measuring cup.
Okay.
Well, it's hidden over here with your. Found it now. Hey, Fern. You get some meat? Some seafood? Where is it? Spoon. Need an organized kitchen.
These are some pretty big leaves. Cookie, what are you doing? Okay, you know the air conditioning's on, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's cooler outside than it is in
Alexa, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 83 degrees Fahrenheit.
So do you want to turn off the air conditioning?
here. No. You need it. I need it.
Huh?
The rest of the house is cool. It's just the kitchen. I don't want to shut the doors because then it's
Okay, let's find a good ivory black. Ivory black. Here we go. Ivory black.
I'm worried about the bill, it's not gonna be that high.
All right, let's see. Working on this. I have a feeling I'm gonna put these ears. I'm gonna redo these ears. But I think what I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna close up. We're start wrapping this up a little bit, and I'm going to do the do some of the body, or do some of the eyes. Wrap up some of the eyes, and then we're gonna move on. We're gonna call this a night. So let's try to find this color.
Yeah, very soon, made with lots of love. It's cooled down quite a bit outside.